Typically, we always start with a question that comes in advance from our family joining us from all over the world, except today we're going to make a bit of a break with tradition. Rules are meant to be broken, they say. And the reason we're going to break with tradition is I was doing a beautiful satsang with a large group of women earlier today. And there were some young girls, young women, who didn't have a chance to ask their questions and asked them as I was walking out. And I promised them that if they came to the evening satsang, we would take their questions first. So we're going to start right here, and then we will open it up to any other question that anyone has. You are first. You want to come up here and sit with me? Come. There's a step right here. Yes, perfect. So can you tell everybody your name, where you're from, and your question?
My name is Twisha and I'm from Ahmedabad. So my question is that if we never study, when we grow up, would we success? Means when we grow up, can we be something?
If we never study, when we grow up, can we be something? Can we have success? It depends what your definition of success is. If all you want, if the only thing in your mind is money, then yeah, these days, it wasn't true 100 years ago, it wasn't even true 50 years ago, but these days, people are being paid to do God knows what, online, tragically, sadly. So could you make money without studying? Yes. But I'm going to give you one of life's most important secrets that it takes most people a long time to learn. Success does not mean money. Lots and lots of people have money, but they are not happy inside. What success really means is that inside me, I am anchored, I am grounded, I know who I am. I have something valuable to share with the world so that when I get up every day, I know, it matters to the world that I get out of bed. Otherwise, stay in bed, watch TV. Play on the phone, who cares? But success is that it should matter to the world that I have a gift. I have something to offer. Now, what studying does is it opens doors for us. You may think, well, but I hate math. I'm never going to do math. My gift is not math. Why I should learn math? It's a very valid question. But the study of something that you're not necessarily going to use is actually forming your brain. Your brain is learning how to learn. You think, I'm just studying math. Math, I don't need it, who cares? But actually, in the study of math, your brain is learning how to learn. You're learning how to do something that you don't really love. And that's a huge skill. Because otherwise you go through your life saying, I also don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm bored. And then you will never be settled. So studying something that you don't like, think of it like going to the gym for your mind. You know that you have to build muscles. At your age, you probably don't have to go to the gym, but you run, you play. Maybe you do all kinds of exercises. You should do them anyway. Then your muscles get strong. Learning in school is like building a muscle in your brain. Oh, this is how we learn. Oh, this is how to learn. It trains your brain like a muscle. How to learn? It trains you how to put off reward. Because in school, you study today, and when does the reward come? A long time from now, it seems like, right? All the work I have to do today, but the reward, they say, when I get older, I become bigger. But what we know is, learning to put off a reward actually makes us smarter people. Did you know that? That if you put off a reward, you do something now that you don't immediately get something good back for, it actually makes your brain even stronger and bigger. So as you go to school, as you study, it's not the math or the science or the Hindi or the English. It's not that. It's learning how to learn. It's learning how to sit still. It's learning how to concentrate. It's learning how to focus. And if you don't learn those, you can never be successful. Because if you can't focus, then it means whatever you want in life, you'll never be able to get it. Because you have to focus, right? You have to pay attention. Whatever you're doing, you have to pay attention. If you can't pay attention, you can't make it happen. Whether you're painting something, you're drawing something, you're writing something, you're reading something, you're cooking something, if you can't pay attention, you're nowhere. So when you go to school, even if you don't like the subject, tell yourself, I am learning how to learn. I am learning how to pay attention. I am learning how to be sincere. I am learning how to delay my reward so that my brain grows even bigger and stronger. And then, whatever you want to become, you can become. And I'll tell you one more secret. How old are you? 8. Life is going to surprise you. There are things that you think today that later you'll say, oh, I was so silly. You think today, maybe I don't need this, maybe I don't need that, maybe I don't need that. But life will surprise you. You will be very happy later on that you learned this. Okay? So studying is very important. But last, don't study only in school. Study in school, but not only school. Study in life. Ask yourself, who am I? Who am I? Because that's also studying. We call that swadhyay. It means you study yourself. Who am I? Okay, this person was nice to me, now I'm happy. This person was mean to me, now I'm not happy. Where am I in all that? I'm like a ball that bounces back and forth based on what they say. You're not a ping pong ball or a tennis ball. Somebody hits you this way, somebody hits you that way. Right? You're not a light bulb. Somebody switches you on, switches you off. Who are you? Ask yourself that. I am divine. Close your eyes and study the light inside you. When you close your eyes, it looks dark for a moment, but then you realize, oh, inside me it's light. It's light in my heart. You have to make sure to study that also. Okay? Can you do that?
Yes.
Good.
And I have another question.
Okay.
Like when I grow up, I want to be a dancer. So for being a dancer, I still need to study.
Great question. So, to be a dancer, you have to learn dance, right?
Yes.
Now, when the dance teacher shows you some moves, if you don't pay attention, are you going to learn the moves? Let me give you your mic back. Are you going to learn, if the dance teacher shows you moves and you don't pay attention, are you going to learn them?
No.
Will you be a good dancer then?
No. I want to say that,
Yes.
like, if, example, like, do you know Blackpink?
Brad Pitt.
Blackpink. It's a
Black
dance.
Pitt.
Blackpink.
Blackpink.
Yeah, it's a dance group and a singer group.
Okay.
So, I want to be like the same thing like that.
Uh-huh.
I even want to teach kids when I grow up.
Mm-hmm.
So, for that, do I need to study like kind of dance steps and those things?
Great. So, definitely you need to study dance if you want to be a dancer. If you want to be a scientist, you have to study science. Right? You want to be a poet, you have to study poetry. Whatever you want to do, you have to study it. But you're going to teach dance to kids. Now imagine that one of those kids comes to your dance class and says, my principal has told me, I'm going to just hold that so it doesn't make noise. Imagine one of those kids comes to you and says, my principal has told me that if I keep failing my math class, I can't dance with you anymore. Can you help me with my math homework? Now imagine that you did not study your math. What are you going to tell them? Wouldn't it be great if you could say, sure, of course I will help you. Come half an hour early to dance class. Or stay half an hour late after dance class. I will sit with you and teach you your math. But for that, you have to learn math. Or what if you're teaching dance and you want to do it as your career? Naturally, you'll charge money, people will pay you. But if you can't add up anything, then how are you going to know how much who's paying you? Your dance studio will have electricity bills. You have to pay your electricity bills. How will you know that the electricity guy is not cheating you, the water guy is not cheating you, the rent guy is not cheating you? If you don't learn math, you will not know who's cheating you, who's not cheating you. Then you will not be able to do this as a successful career. You don't want people to think, oh, she only knows how to dance. We can cheat her. No, right? You want them to think, oh, we have to be very honest, she's very smart, sab kuch aata hai. Aise hona chahiye. So you study. And also, lastly, dance requires a lot of attention, right? You have to really pay attention in dance to learn the moves, to stay with the beat. You miss one step and it's over, right? So remember I said that learning in school teaches you how to pay attention. If you don't learn how to pay attention, how are you going to learn your dance moves? Right?
Yes.
So what do you think? Here, now we can turn it back on for you.
That now, like, my music teacher gave me a trick that keep anything, your finger or your pencil in front of you for 1 hour. Then when you keep it, you'll see nothing and you can even not hear, so your focus will be more. So I try that every time. Then sometimes I even don't hear anyone and cannot even see, only can see the pencil.
That's wonderful. Now when you do that in class, do that with the teacher. Do that with the teacher. Because it's more of a challenge because the teacher moves, the pencil doesn't move. So doing it with the pencil is the beginning course. Doing it with your teacher is the advanced course. Okay?
Yes.
Good. You're going to study?
Yeah.
Thank you. And we'll all come see you dance. You can do your very first dance performance right here on our stage or on our stage on the banks of Ganga. Okay, would you like that? When you're ready, you can do your dance performance there on the banks of Ganga? Okay. And now, yes, you also had a question, yeah? Yes, come.
Jai Swaminarayan.
Jai Swaminarayan.
I have a question that how do I control my anger?
How do we control anger? Don't think of it as controlling. Because if you think of it as controlling, what you do is you suppress it and repress it. What are the sorts of things we control? We control the car to keep it in the lane. Maybe it's a very windy day, but you have to keep control on the car, control on the steering wheel. And you grip it so hard that your palms become sweaty, right? Maybe you really love sweets. And you say, okay, I have to control myself, otherwise my teeth will all get rotten and fall out. When I get older, I'll have diabetes. So the mind is saying, one more rasgulla. But you sit on your hands and you say, no more rasgullas. And you, very strong-willed, control the urge. However, with emotions, like anger, you don't want to do that. Because then it will just stay inside you. The urge for another rasgulla, if you can just sit through it for 3-4 minutes, it'll go away. But if you push down anger, it actually grows. And then it actually becomes worse. Maybe you don't know it's there, but it comes out in little ways. And then one thing happens and you explode like a volcano. With anger and all of the emotions, the goal isn't control. The goal is understanding. Prevention, right? They say prevention is better than cure. What is it that makes me angry? For most of us, what makes us angry is we have unfulfilled expectations. I want things to go a certain way. They don't go that way. Therefore, I am angry. Right? Aisa hai na? Okay. In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan Krishna tells us very clearly, very unequivocally, there's no wiggle room, that we have zero right to other people's actions, reactions to anything in the world. This is why he says, do not be attached to the fruits of your action. I do something. I'm nice to you. And I have an expectation that if I'm nice to you, you're going to be nice back to me. Nothing wrong with the expectation. The problem is, I have total control over my own actions to be nice to you. But I have zero control over your actions back to me. And if you are not nice to me, not you particularly, because you are very nice, I know that, but somebody else, and then I get angry. It is a wasted, useless, harmful inner experience because I had no control anyway. What to be angry about? It's like I'm planning to go to the beach and it rains. So we get angry at the weather. Like, really? Like the weather somehow is, deciding to ruin my beach day. The weather has decided it's gonna, ruin my birthday. The weather's just being the weather. There's a high pressure zone, a low pressure zone, whatever it is. Other people are just doing what they do. It has nothing to do with you. But if you get angry at it, then you're ruining your life. So if I'm nice to you and you're not nice back to me and I get angry about it, then I have basically said, my peace, my joy, my life, I'm going to offer it to you. You were mean to me, now I'm going to give you my whole life. It's kind of silly, right? If somebody was already mean to us, why in the world would you then hand them every other minute of joy and peace and freedom that you have? You'd say, forget it. Okay, I understand you are not someone I can trust with my heart. I'm not going to expect anything from you anymore. I'm going to hold on to my joy, to my peace, to my freedom. But when we get angry, we're literally saying, okay, you hurt me once. Now I'm going to make sure that that hurt lasts. And I'm going to make sure that that hurt is even bigger. So anger just burns us. It's said very beautifully that to get angry is like drinking poison, but expecting that the other guy's going to die. We're the one it hurts. So the way to deal with anger is to free yourself of that expectation, to free yourself of the attachment to it. You do your best, sincerely, like she and I were talking about. Full sincerity, full focus, full concentration. You be the best person you can be. That's all that's in your hands. The weather is going to do what the weather does. Other people are going to do according to their own karmic package, their own karmic journey. But you being angry literally is just like you swallowing poison. So anger requires what we call Gyan Yoga, which means wisdom. I think about it and I think, is this beneficial? Okay, I'm angry at you. Now I'm just suffering. Now I can't eat my food. I can't sleep at night. I can't do my homework. I can't do anything because my brain is going like this in my anger. What have I achieved? Nothing. But if I try to repress it, then I get stomach aches. Get older, you'll get ulcers. Get older, you'll have heart attacks. So anger inside just hurts us. It's better just give it to the divine. Okay, God, take away my anger. Let me have compassion and understanding instead. Because I'll tell you, I told her secrets, I'm going to tell you a life secret. One of my favorite life secrets. When somebody hurts us, it's because they're hurting inside. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hurt her. Nobody plans it like that. People are just living their lives, doing the best that they can in our own ignorant way, in our own way with our own toolboxes. And if somebody's toolbox, life toolbox, doesn't have patience and it doesn't have compassion, and it doesn't have understanding, and it doesn't have tenderness, and it doesn't have loyalty, then they can't give that to you. We understand that what people are offering to us is just what they have. An air conditioner gives you what? Cold air. It's nice in July, it's not so nice in January. But if you stand in front of an air conditioner and you get pneumonia, it doesn't do any good to be angry at the air conditioner, right? It's not really the air conditioner's fault that you got pneumonia. All it has is cold air. That's all it can do. If it had a heart, it might wish that it could give you hot air, but it can't. All it has is cold air. No point being angry at it. But you also learn a lesson. So we let go of anger, but we do learn our lessons. Like, who can we trust? Who's trustworthy? Who's loyal? Who's a good friend? How to move through the world in a way that my expectations are not constantly being unfulfilled. Ideal way is less expectations. Pujya Swamiji always says, expectations are the mother of frustration. So the more we expect, the more we suffer. However, we have to have some expectations, of course. We expect that whoever built this room did so intelligently and that this roof is not going to fall on all of us. If we didn't expect that, we wouldn't be able to sit in this room. However, if, God forbid, we start to notice cracks in the roof or whatever, we're going to take care of it without anger at, oh my God, that awful contractor. Like, we're just going to deal with the situation. Not allow ourselves to be poisoned inside with anger. As it is, the roof is falling. We've got to deal with the roof. Why add anger on top of it? Why add internal disease on top of it? So whenever you find yourself like you're getting angry, ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it? That is one of my favorite questions in the world. Is it worth it? Is it worth being angry at? Maybe somebody really did something wrong. But does that mean that it's worth your joy, your peace, your happiness? No. You forgive and move on, let it go, so that you can be free. Okay? And before you go stand on the banks of Ganga, and any anger that you've got inside of you, just give it to Ganga and ask her for the blessing that she should flow inside of you. Because anger is like fire, right? When we're angry, it feels like we're on fire inside. What does water do? Puts out the fire. So just ask Ma Ganga that she should flow inside of you so that whenever the fire of anger is burning, automatically it gets extinguished. Good. Other questions? Yes, please.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for doing what you do. You have brought a significant change in my life. My question is, how do we really love ourselves and find
How do we
really love ourselves and find the purpose of life?
Great. Self-love has been very sadly misunderstood. Self-love does not mean I am perfect everything I do. It doesn't mean my actions are the best actions, my words are the best words, my skills are the best skills. Because that's very superficial level, very shallow. If I say, oh, I love myself because, look, I'm so beautiful and I'm so talented and I'm so giving, well, then the moment that I no longer feel beautiful, the moment that maybe I lose a skill or I'm not able to do something, well, then that love disappears. Then the love is contingent upon what I look like, what I do, what I give. Self-love also doesn't say, I don't need to do any work. It doesn't say I'm not living in ignorance. It doesn't say I don't have to meditate. What self-love says is, I am one with the divine. And the divine is perfect. And exactly the way the divine made me is exactly the way I am supposed to be. God did not fall asleep. God did not, take a nap in the middle of creating me or make some mistake or get distracted. Exactly as I was created is exactly how I am meant to be. My strengths, my weaknesses, my obstacles, my challenges, these have been given to me for a divine purpose. And I, perfectly created, have the tools to walk through all of my challenges. Self-love is for the capital S self. Soul, spirit, divinity. So the best way actually to love yourself is to love God. And to realize I have been created not just by the divine, but of the divine. And to hate myself is to say that God has made a mistake, fell asleep on the job, wasn't paying attention. And if you really love God, then you know that it's impossible. Hoti nahi hai. So love God. And for some people who, for whatever reason, whether here or in our online family, some people have a challenge with God. People coming from different religious backgrounds, different experiences. So don't worry. If you don't use the word God or think about it like that, you can think about it like cosmic intelligence, Mother Nature, Source, divinity, presence, whatever word works for you. But I am made of that. Self-hatred is actually the right way to say this. It's actually an indulgence, a self-indulgence, because it basically says, I am so important that I'm going to spend all of my time and energy thinking about all the things that are wrong with me. I'm going to think about myself all the time. My thighs are too fat, my arms are too skinny, my hair is too short, my hair is too long, my skin is this, like somehow I am the only thing that matters. I'm stupid, I'm worthless, I'm this. Like, there's nothing better to think about. My arms, my thighs, my hair, my skills, my abilities, my intelligence. Really? Like, that's all I can think about? Self-love is actually an anchoring in to the true self that says, get over your story. Get over your addiction to your smallness. Get over the idea that, your face, your hair, your body, your career, your popularity is somehow the most important thing in the universe that you're supposed to be thinking about. Love God. And realize you are one with the divine. And then aage badho. Think about something else. Because we're not meant to just keep ruminating about our small selves. So recognize that you are one with the Supreme Self. And that, by the way, is the answer to your second question, which is the purpose of our life, is to actually realize that that's who we are. Not the body, not the story, not the history, but one with the divine. And therefore, in form on earth, we are here as instruments. We say nimit, an instrument, a vehicle, a vessel, a channel in the divine's hands, a channel for the divine flow on earth. That becomes our purpose, is just to say to God, use me. Okay, what next? What next? Use me. Flow through me. Flow as me. And then we really become what we're meant here to be. It's just these beautiful vehicles for the flow of the divine on planet Earth. Wonderful. Yes. Any other questions? Yes, of course, please.
Namaskaram. Sadhviji, whenever I meet you or I see you, sorry, my voice is a bit...
That's okay, no
good.
problem.
So I see a lot of compassion, kindness, and empathetic love flowing through you. I want to be like you. Can you give me 3 practical tips that I can follow or implement on my day-to-day life to be more compassionate, have loving kindness, and more kind towards each and every being on this planet?
Beautiful. 3 tips for more loving kindness and compassion. Okay. Number 1, realize that you are not separate from anyone or anything. We tend to be pretty good about our kindness to ourselves. Not always in our thoughts in our head. A lot of times we're hard on ourselves and our thoughts in our head. But we tend to be pretty kind in terms of actually taking care of ourselves. We make sure that we get enough to eat. We make sure there's a roof over our head. We make sure that we have clean clothes to wear. We take care of the basics. We're not going to let ourselves sleep in the gutter or go without food or go without water. Realize that you are not separate. Practice as you move through the world, as you see other human beings, and even as you see other beings of other species, anything of nature. Try to see your highest self, your capital S self, in them. Because just like you're not the body, so they are not the body. Just like you are soul, so they are soul. Can you see your true self in someone else? That's the practice. The minute that you can actually see that, then the kindness comes automatically. Until that happens, you can actually do, and this can be point number 2, you can actually do a beautiful loving kindness practice. As you move through the world, just send from inside your mind, in your intentions, send energy of loving kindness. In the Buddhist practice, they talk about this a lot. They call it metta. Send loving kindness to all. May you be in peace. May you be safe. May you be happy. Whoever you see. Say it to blades of grass. Say it to trees. Say it to the birds in the sky. Say it to all the humans you interact with. And you don't have to say it out loud to them. You can say it inside. As you move through the day, it's a fantastic way to not get distracted into having the typical mental games and rumination. As you move through the world, just share metta, share loving kindness with all. May you be in peace. May you be safe. May you be happy. To all. And automatically, it slowly will become second nature. And the third way, which perhaps should be actually number one, but here it is to actually learn to be really kind and compassionate to yourself. Because we can only share with others what we have. If we're really awfully hard on ourselves, it's going to spill over. We may intend to be compassionate to others, but our nature spills over. You made a mistake? Okay. Doesn't mean you absolve yourself. It doesn't mean that you say, okay, that was great, let's do that again tomorrow. But it also means that you don't say, you're worthless, you're awful, you're lazy, you're this. It means that we understand. You're trying your best. You know you are. You know that every day you wake up intending to be better. And then you're human. Have a beautiful, loving kindness, compassion practice for yourself. Send yourself loving kindness. May I be in peace. May I be safe. May I be happy. Really practice that. What would it look like in your life if you were really compassionate? Would you let yourself come home from the office sometimes before the middle of the night? Would you let yourself actually have a meal that wasn't at your desk in front of a computer? Would you let yourself off the hook for a piece of work that you took on and couldn't complete by the deadline? What would it look like to actually be compassionate to yourself? And then start to implement those practices. We're so scared. We feel like if we just let ourselves off the hook, we're going to become lazy and ineffective. And it's like, where did we get that idea? That somehow we're like wild animals who we have to somehow rein in. We're not wild animals. We're divine beings here on earth doing the best that we can. So be compassionate to yourself. And then, even more easily, you'll be able to share it with all. Beautiful. And lastly, yes, in the back. Yes. Oh, कोई बात नहीं. Yeah, usually we just take 3, but मैंने देखा कि आप enthusiastically आ रहे थे, तो मुझे लगा ऐसे ना हो कि रह जाए.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सादर चरणेश पर साध्वी जी. आपसे एक शिकायत है और एक प्रश्न है.
Okay.
मेरा नाम मुकेश है और मैं कनाडा से आया हूँ.
I'll translate this to English, by the way, afterwards. Yes.
वो भी मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है जो आपने अभी जैसे. मैं 40 साल कनाडा में रहा हूँ. पहले शिकायत बता देता हूँ आपको. मैं सोच रहा था कि आपकी जो नई बुक आई है वो यहाँ उपलब्ध होगी और उस पर आपका ऑटोग्राफ लेके मैं पढ़ना शुरू करूँगा. मैंने सब जगह पूछ लिया, इस आश्रम में कहीं भी आपकी बुक उपलब्ध नहीं है. ये मेरी शिकायत है. ठीक है?
Okay.
And second part is,
Do you want to give it, rather than me translate, you want to just give it in English? Then they'll all get it, because we have so many non-Hindi speakers.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, I was going to have to translate, but
No.
since your English is good, you might as well do it.
Well, okay. My question is actually related to that. It's ironic to see you coming from the West after doing your PhD, coming here and speaking such fluent Hindi, but after coming back 40 years after I come here, I see children, my brother's children, others. Nobody reads Hindi. Nobody writes Hindi. We barely speak now. So do you have concern our language of Hindi will disappear? I honestly have trouble writing some of the words that I could write easily. It's out of practice. That's my very sincere concern. Thank you.
So it's a great question. It's an important question because language is culture. It may seem on a superficial level, like what does it really matter? Okay, you speak Hindi, okay, you speak English, okay, you speak Gujarati. The point of communication is we should communicate, whatever language it is. But language is more than just communication. Language is culture. And especially a language that is as rich and as deep as the Hindi language. The English alphabet has 26 letters. The Hindi alphabet has 52. Now you imagine how many more subtleties of understanding is there in that language. And you learn about the culture through the language. I remember when I first started learning Hindi, one of the first things that hit me so interestingly was 52 letters compared to our 26, and yet exact same word, same pronunciation, same spelling, means yesterday and tomorrow. ये सोचने की चीज़ है. Really? Same word? And yet, water, English, we have one word, water. It comes from your toilet, it comes from your tap, it comes from the ocean. One word for water. In Hindi, my God, how many words they have for water. It's flowing, it's still, it's pure, it's not, it's just. And what it teaches you is, this is a culture in which knowing, whether your water is flowing or still, pure or impure, is actually more important than knowing is it yesterday or tomorrow. It's a culture in which there are only two types of time, present moment and all else. Present moment and all else. It's yesterday, it's tomorrow, it's day before yesterday, it's day after tomorrow. All that matters is it's not the present moment. But it matters what's happening with your water. And so the language actually is a window into a culture that is so rich. That's actually why I started learning Hindi on a personal level. I had been in India a good year and a half or so. As most of you know, it's very easy to get your needs met in English. Everybody speaks enough English. Soap, towel, apple. You can get whatever you need. But I was sitting in a Srimad Bhagavat Katha. Long story, I won't go into the details, but I was sitting in a Srimad Bhagavat Katha, first one ever, by Pujya Santri Ramesh Bayoja. And I had arrived to the Katha with Pujya Swamiji. They had taken him up onto the stage. They had put me in the audience. It was in Delhi in Punjabi Bagh. There must have been 20,000 people. They put me in the audience in the front row in the center. Through no merit of my own, nobody had any idea who I was. But I had arrived in the car with Swamiji, koi to hogi hogi. Theek se bata do. It was just like that. I close my eyes. I don't speak one word of Hindi. Pujya Baishiji's talking. And suddenly I'm crying. And I open my eyes and everybody's crying. And it was speaking to me on a level that was so far beyond and deeper than the brain that processes language. Like my soul understood even though my brain didn't. And it was ecstatic. And yet, it also was incredibly frustrating. I had these moments. The katha was, 5-6 hours, so I had a lot of time to have a lot of different experiences. And some of the experiences were these divine moments of understanding the depth, the divinity. And some of those moments felt like those dreams that we all, or most of us, I assume, have had at some point in your life, where somebody says to you, oh, and the treasure is buried in blah, 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 blah. The secret to life is blah, 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 blah. Right? And you wake up trying to, what was it they were saying? The secret of life is what? The treasure is buried where? And you just can't grasp the words. And I felt like that. I felt like I have been brought to 10 feet away from the word of God being spoken, the secrets of the universe being spoken. And I was sitting in the front row center through nothing about me, just grace, Guru's grace. And yet, there was this glass wall between me and the truth. And the glass wall was a wall of language. And so I made a commitment at that time, Chalo. God has done everything else. God has picked me up, brought me here, plopped me down front and center. At least I can learn the language. And what I can tell you is it isn't just a language, it's a Sanskriti. And so this is why it's so important. I don't think we're going to lose it. Certainly not anytime soon. I don't believe ever we would lose it. I think that the culture of India is so rich and so deep. It's going to continue. When you think, okay, ठीक है, yes, विदेश में 1-2 लोग अंग्रेजी में कथा देने लगे, which is wonderful because there's youth living abroad who don't speak the native tongues. But in India, nobody. Even everybody speaks English, but you don't see. Chahe Srimad Bhagavat katha ho, chahe Ram katha ho, chahe kisi, you don't see it. Why? क्योंकि उसका असर जो है, असर अलग है. उसकी गहराई जो है is so deep that there's not even words in English for it. So I don't think we're in any danger of losing the language, but it is really important for you as living in Canada, make sure that your kids speak, make sure your grandkids speak. Speak to them only in Hindi or only Gujarati, whatever your native tongue is. And make them speak back to you in that language. A lot of times what we see with the youth is they understand, but they can't speak. Because the parents have said, yeah, no problem, let them talk in English. But every time they say something to you in English, just pretend like, aate nahi hai. Make them speak to you in the native tongue. Not only is it the best thing for the language, but it's actually the best thing for their brains. There's tons of neuro research around how powerful it is for a healthy brain to be able to speak more than one language. The more languages you can speak, the healthier your brain. So you're actually doing them a great favor by teaching it to them. Wonderful. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your evening, everyone. A beautiful morning and day to our family joining from all over the world. And I look so forward to being together tomorrow, and so much love to you all.